TAMCO is a nonprofit organization supporting local military veterans in the Tampa Bay area from current wars, and coming up is their 11th annual Grand Slam fishing tournament. Joining me today is Jack Thompson, founder of TAMCO, and Mike Nicholson, a wounded military veteran, to share some details. Good morning, gentlemen. So happy to have you here this morning. We're going to hear a little bit of your story in just a second, but first, talk about TAMCO, and I love what you're doing here in the Bay Area.
We formed ourselves in around 2004. TAMCO was a company I started as for profit about 25 years ago here in town. And I retired from that about 6 months ago, and my full-time vision now is the foundation. That's all I work on now.
Well, congratulations on the retirement. And what I asked you, the first thing I said, are you a veteran yourself?
No, I'm not. I sort of missed out on the Vietnam era. My number came up, and I never got called, and I consider myself doing my service now. So that's what I'm trying to do.
And that service is just as important, is it not?
I'm able to help a lot more this way than I would have been as a one-person band, I think.
So we have this tournament coming up. This is one of the big ways you're able to raise funds, right?
Yes.
For the different services that you do. What are the services that you help provide?
We deal with mostly emergency things. People that are their houses are repoed, their car payments are behind, they've gotten into minor trouble because of most of the time it's because of our government not providing them the funds that they were supposed to on time, or they're waiting on a disability rating. There's all kind of bureaucracy that stands in the way of them getting a check. So we try to expedite that and try to turn stuff around in 24 to 36 hours.
And Mike, tell us why that's so important, and why you've really, you've seen the great work that they're doing. You know how appreciative they are here in the Bay Area. Tell us a little bit about your story and why you wanted to get involved.
Well, I was wounded in Afghanistan in 2011, and I received a lot of help from national organizations and things like that, but since moving back home, I feel it's kind of my duty to give back to my community and to help the veterans that need that immediate assistance right away.
Well, that's what we were talking about, is the national organizations, they're well-intended, they do a lot of great work, it just sometimes takes a little bit longer as well, but when there is a need that's immediate, that's when you really need people to step in.
Especially with these gentlemen and ladies, because they're very proud people, and they wait to the last minute to call you. They wanted to work it out themselves. They wanted to try to figure it out. But they get to a dead end, and they finally make the phone call and sort of put their ego aside. And we try to jump in and resolve that as quickly as we can. So.
Well, I want to make sure we get all the details, because I feel like I could talk with you guys all day. But let's get the details of the tournament coming in, because there's still room. You're still looking for some auction items too. But this is one of the biggest tournaments in the Bay Area, right?
Yes, we'll have between 65 and 75 boats, and about half of that will be veterans that will literally come out of the hospital that morning. They unload the people that are actually on a wing. So it might be their best day in a whole year. They might get to come out, and it's enjoyable to watch. The night before, we have a band, we have an auction, we have all the normal things that a fishing tournament would have, but the next morning is very military. We have the only amputee honor guard that starts us off in the morning, and with the national anthem, we usually have some kind of a flyover or something that we can arrange with some of the military arms, and it's a good event. I mean, we load the soldiers on. We have pontoon boats especially made for the big electric wheelchairs, as well as.
Are you going to be there, Mike?
Okay.
I will be there. I will be there. I don't know if I'll be fishing.
Are you a fisherman? Do you
I
like
am.
to fish?
I grew up fishing these waters around here, but I'll probably be checking on everybody else and making sure that I'll maybe throw a line in the water at some point. But I want to make sure everyone else is having a good time, because I know these days they're the most important days of these guys' lives and some of their lives. Just because it gets them outdoors. It gets them thinking about something else.
We have some wonderful people that help us too. The West Shore Yacht Club has been our host for 9 years. They do a wonderful job for us. It's only a marina big enough to hold us, actually.
Oh, I'm sure. That's awesome.
So it worked out quite well.
Well, we're out of time. How can people get involved? What would you have to do?
TAMCOfoundation.org. Everything is on there. And if you want to volunteer, there's volunteer spots. If you want to be a sponsor, there's sponsor spots. I think we got 2 or 3 boats left that remain that can be sold.
God bless you both. Thank you so much for your service and for all that you provide here in the Bay Area. Keep us posted. Let us know what else we can do in the future.